Welcome back to the channel, Gearheads. So if you're just joining us, it's episode 2 of basic maintenance for your General Motors Duramax engine. So today we're going to talk about the fuel filter. Let's get underneath the hood. So let's talk a little bit about the motor really quick before we jump into it, because there are some variations on these Duramax engines, but they're pretty much the same. So this is the L5P, which is the newest generation from General Motors. The one before this was the LML, which had a different fuel filter setup. It was actually on the passenger side, behind the wheel well, and it was a screw-in type. It was just a little different than what we're going to do today. The newer variation has a plastic bowl, which we'll see about the longevity on that, and a cartridge style filter. What we're going to use is we're just going to use a 36mm socket and a ratchet and some rags and an oil drain pan just to catch some of that diesel fuel. So let's go ahead and get this thing pulled into the garage. We're going to get underneath it, and I'm going to show you how to take it apart and get it replaced with the new seals and new cartridge. All right, Gearheads, so we're in the garage, got the truck right behind us here. We're not using a lift. Now, I had previously mentioned 36mm socket. You're gonna need this to remove the bowl. $7 to $10 depending on where you live. And then I'm actually gonna use breaker bar setup. You don't need to use this setup here, but GM typically hires angry pneumatic gorillas that are yoked out on meth. So we're gonna use this to actually break the bowl off and remove the cartridge style filter. So let's try to squeeze underneath. Let's put this to the test. All right, so we're underneath the car, and this is the bowl that you're looking for. So we've got our oil pan right next to us, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to break the seal on this. And just do it very so slightly. Just a little bit. Okay? And after you do that, we're going to move our pan even closer. That way we don't lose any fuel, because once we pull this, we're going to begin to lose just a little bit of fuel of what's left in the bowl itself. Okay, so we've loosened this enough now. We can go ahead and hand turn it off. Make sure you don't dip it over because it's filled with fuel. And you're just going to slowly remove it. All right, guys, so now that you have the filter bowl out and the cartridge itself, you're going to slowly pull it up just ever so slightly, just like that. Now you're going to have some fuel in the bottom of the bowl there. So you're just going to take this. You can go ahead and inspect it for impurities and whatnot, but it's a pretty new vehicle, so we're going to throw it away, just like that. Now, inside the bowl here, you're going to have some fuel. This isn't going to go back into the system. This may also be a combination of a little bit of water, because it does act somewhat as a fuel water separator. So you're going to pour that out there. Okay, the next thing is you're going to remove this seal here. So I'm using a dental pick here, and we're going to pull that right off, just like that. And the new AC Delco kit actually comes with a brand new one, so you're going to toss that. So now you have the bowl. Now you can clean out the bottom of this if you do have some miles on it, but it's very clean actually because it is a relatively new truck. So the AC Delco filter comes with a new O-ring. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to slip this right over the new bowl here. Make sure it fits right into the groove and it sets in there flush. Okay. Now with that, you're going to take your new filter right here. There's an O-ring on this one as well. This is brand new, and you're going to push this right in to the bowl housing. It's going to click in. That's it. So let's get back underneath the truck, and we're going to install this, as well as there's another smaller O-ring that's going to go on the pickup on the bowl connector. All right, guys, so we're back underneath the vehicle, and as you can see here, there's another O-ring. So you may need to use your dental pick to remove this one as well, or you can probably try to grab it with your fingernails. And you're going to pull that right off of that nipple there, and if you're having some difficulty, pull out the pick and take it off. And we have our new one, so we're going to slip that right on to the new pickup. Make sure it sits right into that groove, just like that there. So you're set. So you're going to take your new filter and your bowl housing, and you're going to push it right back up in there, and you're going to hand tight it, okay, until it's done. There's no reason to over torque this at this point. So, take your tool with your 36mm, and go back onto here, okay? And now you can go ahead and tighten that down. Remember, it is plastic, so don't strip it. So we're done with the fuel filter. Now we're back in the truck. You're gonna want to push the button. So this is gonna be for all the 2020 and newer. On the key versions, it's gonna be a little bit different. So, go ahead and push the button in, wait 10 seconds. The vehicle's going to do its thing, and you're going to hear that lift pump. Everything's going to light up, Okay, heard the lift pump come on. It's priming the system. And we're going to turn it off. Let's do it one more time. Push the button in, hold it for 10 seconds. Dashboard's going to light up. All right, and you hear that lift pump go again. All right. Now, what we'll do is we'll put our foot on the brake, and let's go ahead and start it. All right, so we're still in the cab here, and now you want to reset the fuel filter life. So go ahead and hit the select button on the steering wheel. Click over to yes. That'll reset that there, and then what you want to do now is you want to cycle the power on the vehicle. So, all right, let's go ahead and restart the vehicle now, and it should go back to 100%. There we go, it's at 100%. So there you have it, gearheads. That's how you replace the fuel filter and reset the fuel filter life on an L5P Duramax for the push button start. The key is going to be about the same process. You're going to click the key on, turn it off. If you have any questions, guys, leave it in the comments there. I'd appreciate it. And then if you like the video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Next week, we're going to do episode 3. We're going to do a simple, quick oil change. It's going to be about 10 quarts or so. So stay tuned.